Hi and welcome to my channel. My name is Kylie Ray. Ray is for my daughter. And if you are new here, hi, welcome. And if you're a returning subscriber, thank you guys so much for your endless love and support. I really do appreciate it. And I did just want to say real quickly, I am so sorry I have been MIA. I do have a very good reason for it, but nonetheless, I'm so glad you guys are returning and watching my channel. And let's go ahead and get started. Okay, so as you can see, I have some very pretty nails. These are press-ons from Melodysusie. Thank you guys so much for sending them over. The packaging is so gorgeous. I think it's the very first thing that I noticed is that cute little flower right there. And before we get started, if you could like and subscribe and stick around on my channel, that would really help me out. Okay, so first impressions, the box is nice and sleek. It is gorgeous, as I said before. I really do like how they're pretty thin. They're not super bulky, which is really nice. So I chose these two nail designs. There was like an ombre that was just like a neutral, and then I went ahead and opted in for this purple ombre, and I think they're just both so pretty, but also the fact that they're not too over the top. You could really wear them with anything. They do in fact have quite a few options online, so you can always check those out as well, and I will link these ones down below. So getting a closer look, you can see the neutral ombre. I really do like this. I think it's so pretty. We're going to go ahead and open each box, and you can see what comes inside and then the tools that comes along with them. So if you guys have seen my previous videos, you've seen the ones of me applying press-on nails, and those are the press-on nails that I actually like make on my own. But for the sake of this video and for just reviewing them, I want to see the different structure of these press-on nails, and I also want to follow like the actual application tips and like how they actually want them to be applied. So I'm going to go ahead and look over that, and then we're going to go ahead and follow along with how they think that they should be applied. So just following along with their instructions, you first want to clip your nails and trim them down to the desired length just so they don't peek out from underneath. So we're going to go ahead and do that to all of my nails, and then we will go on to the next step. Okay, so moving right along into the next step, it's saying to push back the cuticles and just being as gentle as possible. I'm going to go ahead and open this box and see what I all have in here. So, sorry, I should have done that here at the beginning, but steps are a little bit mixed up here. So, firstly, just going in with what we actually have, you've got two little sticky tabs, like applicator stickies. What are they called? I don't actually know. An alcohol prep pad, and then you have the different sizes of nails. You have a file, and then you have a wooden cuticle pusher. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and just remove the application tools that I actually need to use. So that'd be the file and the wooden stick. And I'm just showing you guys there the extra nails and nail sizes real quickly. But what I did notice about the pictures on the back of the box and the actual tips is they don't quite match up, because it's saying to use the alcohol prep pad and to clean your nails, but then picture number 2 says to push back cuticles, but it doesn't actually say that. So I'm not quite sure what that is about. So I'm going to go ahead though and just follow some of the pictures. I'm just going to kind of combine the two, like the picture and the instructions. So I'm going to push back those cuticles, being as gentle as possible. If you are doing this step, just be very mindful of the cuticle area and making sure that you're not damaging anything. So I'm going to go ahead and do that, and then we will go on with the next step. Okay, so on the step, it does say to use the alcohol prep pad just to clean off the surface. And actually, funny enough, I don't know why. I opened this one and it was completely dry. Like, it had no moisture left, so I actually had some extras lying around. So I went ahead and grabbed one of my own. But I'm going to go ahead and just wipe off the surface clean of oils and debris. Please make sure to let your hand dry completely before you're adding any jelly glue, stickers, or nail glue in general, just so that way it adheres better. And I am going to go ahead and use the jelly glue tabs for the sake of this video, just because it didn't come with any glue, but I normally do opt in for the actual glue. We are just going to see how these turn out. I do actually have some of these of my own, and I have used them before. They do work pretty well. So before going into that step, we're just going to go ahead and measure the nails sidewall to sidewall. Make sure that you're not like applying pressure when you set that nail on top of your natural nail, because you don't want it to be too tight. So I'm just going to go ahead and measure all the nails, and then I'll be right back. Okay, so I finished measuring the nails again, sidewall to sidewall, without applying pressure, and this is what I got. And so we're going to go ahead and use, like I said, the jelly tabs that came with the set. As you can see, I'm just holding it up to the camera so you can see what I mean by like a good fit. It's not overhanging onto my skin, or it's not too tight. So these jelly tabs, as I've stated before, I have used some of these in the past. I'm not like a huge fan of them. Like they work pretty well. You just have to make sure you're not like submerging your hand in water or anything like that, as you would with like actual glue. But with these, I try to be a little bit more cautious, just because they're tabs. But you want to go ahead and obviously grab the tab that fits that nail. So I went for the smallest tab for the pinky, and so on. And so I'm going to go ahead and just apply all the tabs to every single nail, and then I'm going to start applying the actual nail. So just for the sake of this video, I'm actually only doing one hand, but I did want to mention that you want to go ahead and apply all jelly tabs to both hands before applying your nails. It's just going to be a lot easier. Like pulling those tabs off with long nails on is not an easy feat, so I would just suggest doing all the tabs first and then going back in and applying all the nails. When applying the jelly tabs, I would suggest just holding it down onto each finger for a few seconds, making sure that it's really on there and flat. You don't want it to have any like bubbles or anything like that. And then when that's all done, we're going to go ahead and apply the nails. So there is that little layer that prevents the adhesive from sticking on everything. So I'm going to go ahead and remove that little film. But before I do that, I wanted to mention these nail glues that I always use. They are my go-tos. I do have them linked on my Amazon storefront, so if you want to check that out, I'll have it linked below. And the only reason I'm mentioning this is because some people use nail glue on top of the jelly glue tabs just for like the extra like stickiness, and it helps prolong the longevity of the fake nails. So you can do that. We're not doing that in this video, just because we're going along with the instructions, but just something to think about. Okay, so I went ahead and removed the film, and I'm taking that first fake nail, the press-on nail, with the pinky, and I'm pushing it back towards the cuticle as close as I can to the cuticle so it looks as natural as possible. And then I'm going to go ahead and move my finger back and forth, applying pressure for about 10 seconds. We're really going to make sure we're holding that on there just so we can get it to adhere. So I am going to go ahead and do that with every single nail. I did just want to point out a reason why I don't normally like gravitate towards the jelly tabs. That's because they're kind of thick. Like they're not the flattest thing in the world, and so it does tend to raise that nail up. And I don't know, I don't like the way it looks as much as if I were to use actual nail glue. But I do understand that if you are in a rush, you need to apply nails and you only want them on for maybe like a day or two. I do think that this is a great idea. So that is why we're just going with these per instruction, and we're just going to see how they look. Okay, so just finishing up the thumb, I'm going to again push the nail all the way back to the cuticle, making sure you're lined up with your sidewall to sidewall, and just apply pressure for around 10 seconds, and then they should be good. The final step after applying all of them would be to sand like the edges, whether that be like the ends there is what I'm doing to just make it more smooth, or even the sides. So if the nail it happens to be a little bit bigger there on the nail, like towards your finger, you can file that down as well, like the sides. It just says that you can do that, you don't have to, so that's just completely optional. Okay, so I went ahead and finished up the filing, and this is what the final look looks like. I think they look really good. I love, like I said, the nail design on this one. Yes, it's a simple ombre, but they're super pretty. Another thing that I wanted to go over real fast is just the integrity itself in that nail structure. And again, the ends of the tips are very sturdy feeling. They're thick, and then once you get towards the cuticle area, like the back of the nail, it does taper off, which is super nice. This was actually another French nail design tip that I got from them as well. The reason I didn't show the box is because my daughter had destroyed it, so I apologize for that. Like I said, another thing you do want to make sure you do is file the ends just because they weren't as smooth as I would like them to be. That happens with a lot of press-ons. It's just how it is with the manufacturers. So you'd see that in all my videos as well. I always file the ends to make it smooth. So again, this is what the final look looks like. I do like this design, but they do have multiple varieties of different designs on their website. So go ahead and please check them out. I will link it down below. Consider using nail glue. These are the two that I highly recommend. And again, it will make your press-on nails last even longer. As I've mentioned before, I don't normally use the jelly tabs, but if you do, please make sure that you follow the instructions, and as stated in the instructions as well, don't submerge your hand in any water for at least 2 hours just to assure that it's going to adhere correctly. Alright, you guys, I hope you enjoyed the video. I know this was a quick one. Like I said before, if you're new here, welcome, and if you are returning, thank you so much for your love and support. Again, I'm sorry for not being around for a while. I will maybe go into what's been going on in a different video. It's just a lot is all. So again, thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you have a wonderful day. Please stay safe and healthy, and I will see you in my next video. Okay, bye.